because it took so long, I guess, then you have lots of time to explore radical ideas like, oh, this should be a musical. You know what I mean? Had we been more efficient, maybe this wouldn't have happened because we would have just put out an album in a, reasonable amount
has
of time.
Its benefits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
So that is a Mexican lager with lime.
Oh, nice. I saw a lot of bars were doing Mexican brews for Cinco de Mayo. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And they'll be around all summer. They're like light, easy to drink.
Right.
Thanks for being here. JJ,
My pleasure.
What's your go-to kind of beer?
I'd have to say Pilsners.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got a soft spot for like German style Pilsners.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You like your beers crisp and clean?
Yes.
Nothing too funky?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna have some fun today. Awesome. But what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, very light. I can taste the lime. So I don't know if they infuse that in the beer when they brew it, or if it's like an additive or something, but definitely very cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
no need to add it.
Yeah, exactly. Saving us the work, right? So I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, very nice.
Awesome. Now, obviously, feel free to drink these beers if you want them. If you don't like them, don't worry.
Thank you. I will definitely.
We'll be able to tell at the end which ones you've liked the most.
Yeah.
Which glasses are empty. So we're here, obviously, for a very special occasion, not just to drink some beer. Your musical, is that the right term for it, is coming up?
Yes, I know it's crazy, but it is absolutely a musical.
It is a musical, exactly. So, I mean, just to recap this, and you keep me honest here, instead of releasing a new album, which is coming, we are going to be introduced to your new music in an actual theater production with the music being played live, all new songs, a whole story, actors, live audience. That's coming our way. Was that always? I mean, there's always been some theatrical elements to heavy metal, right? That's just part of what we do. But taking it to the next level like that, has that always been the dream for you?
I think the musical thing has been something that's been in the back of my mind for a bit now.
Okay.
Maybe the last year or so.
Was your lifelong dream all year?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, a little bit of background. I'm a massive Meatloaf fan.
Right.
So I think.
I mean, who isn't?
Yeah, right.
We don't want to know you if you're not a Meatloaf.
Yeah, exactly, right. So, I mean, I think that was having that as a base, and then lately just the thought kind of brewing in my mind that like, these songs would do really well in a musical scenario. Right. And I think once the seed was planted, I mean, you know how it is. I think when it's there and it's just, and it doesn't go away after a couple days, and it was just growing and growing. It's slowly. I started taking the next steps to explore the idea, not really knowing if it was going to happen or not. But then, as fate would have it, certain things did line up, and it's led to this moment that yes, it is happening.
There you go. Yeah. Let's cleanse our palate and go to the next beer.
I agree.
How a lot of people, when the weather is getting nicer and warmer, like it's doing here in Toronto right now, people like their juicy IPAs. How do you stand on IPAs?
It's a little bit too much for me. I'll be honest. Yeah, I mean, I like to explore different flavors and things like that. But I feel like most of the time it's a little bit too much. And they kind of hit you hard too. So it's like, I'll admit I'm a lightweight when it comes to alcohol, believe it or not. So, if I have, 3-4 IPAs, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely feeling it.
All right. Well, we're not going to have 3. We're going to taste one.
So this next one is
number 10.
Is an IPA.
This is not just an IPA. This is going to hit you hard. This is a double dry hop IPA. So happiness everywhere.
Okay, cheers.
Let's see what you think.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
You know, nice. It kind of tastes like grapefruit.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like kind of grapefruit juice and beer mixed in one. And I don't mind grapefruits, so you know.
There you go.
For me, it's okay. You know.
Good, good.
Yeah.
So this concept, this like came to you, and there were things had to line up. But there's also an album coming.
Yeah.
So is this an album that was written and then the realization was made, this could be a cool show? Or was it, we want to do a cool show, we're focusing on the show first, and the album is kind of like the following result of that? Like, what came first? Which one was the chicken? Which one was the egg?
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, the album came first.
Okay.
So the songs have been in the works for years now,
Right.
And I feel embarrassed to admit that, but it literally does take forever.
Right.
You know, we've been working on these songs since after the initial release of the first record.
Right.
And it's just taken that long to write the material and do the pre-production and everything anyway. So it's the focus has always been on the songs. And
Right.
because it took so long, I guess, then you have lots of time to explore radical ideas like, oh, this should be a musical. You know what I mean? Had we been more efficient, maybe this wouldn't have happened because we would have just put out an album in a reasonable amount
has its benefits.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, how was it then, like writing, like have these songs for the show? Did you have to rework these shows quite substantially? Because a song that works in a live musical setting is not necessarily the same as a song on an album. Like how was that process?
So it's been very interesting. I think the main thing is like vocally, we have a lot of room to expand. So we've got like a cast of 4 amazing actors, like triple threats, singer and actors, dancers, and we've been able to add these layers of harmonies to the songs now that didn't exist there before. So
it won't be on the album, right?
And they won't be on the album.
Right.
No, we'll get maybe a touch of it, but it won't be like that. So really the only way to experience the songs in this sense will be at the actual musical with these actors, because we've got all these amazing voices and we're going to use them. Yeah. So I think that's the main point, in the main difference. And the other point is that, well, we're involving a show and there's a storyline. So there's some points where it's like, okay, there's a song playing and then there's going to be, a little bit of dialogue happens and a scene plays out and then it leads to the next part of the song, or one song leads to the next. All of that's been like, I've had to think about and form the story and form the concept.
Okay, so the album itself is not a full-blown concept album.
So it is now, right? Yeah. It wasn't initially. It wasn't meant to be a concept album, but I think now that I've developed this story and these characters, and it's become one. So because now I can't help but think of the songs and the story have become entwined, and I don't know if I can get away from that, just because, at least not right now. I mean, of course, the songs have their own meaning to me,
right?
But for now, because I'm so involved in this musical thing, it's like, okay, no, this is the story of this musical. Right. This is the soundtrack to this story and these characters.
In this process, before we move on to the next beer, I mean, you've been in this industry for a long time. You've got, also beyond Thunderor, people that follow you know how active and busy you are. How insanely different is this? Like, how often have you asked yourself, what the hell did I get myself into?
Yeah, it started as kind of a joke, right? So Ray told me the other day that there's there's an episode of It's Always Sunny in Pennsylvania where one of the characters wants to have a musical, and he throws a musical, and all of his friends are in the musical.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, right, yeah. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah, sorry, whatever.
No worries.
Yeah, I don't watch the show. I've seen a couple episodes,
Yeah,
but she showed it to me, and I was like, and then it really made me think, oh, this is how ridiculous this concept is that it's so ridiculous that it could be it could be, you know, the basis of a sitcom episode,
right, yeah.
and that's all you need.
Right.
What happens in this episode? Oh, well, Charlie wants to have a musical. That's hilarious. Yes, that's an episode. And so, yeah, it did start off as a bit of a joke, and then as I started to get more into it, it's opened up a whole world of music for me, because I've been dealing with these musical theater people who are, you know, super talented, and, you know, not to like bash the local scene or anything, or metalheads, but, you know, they just, we don't have that training and
for sure,
you know, and but there's the passion is there on both sides, of course, but we're talking a certain level of training and talent development that isn't really there to like the common musician. So I think that's opened up a whole new world for me that I would normally not find myself in, and then to be able to collaborate with these people has been a really amazing experience. And I think that really just goes to show that just like taking chances on things in life, even though you can't see like the end result, it's kind of worth doing, because you never know what you're going to get out of that, you know. So like even now, like even if the musical got canceled and nothing happened after all and everyone bailed, like I would still feel so enriched by this experience, you know, and it hasn't even happened yet. Right? I don't know.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Let's move on to beer number 3. This is the Cornerstone. This is a black lager. So
okay, cool. Black lager. Yeah, I mean, I immediately think of stout, but I guess it's not a stout.
No, not at all.
It's just
don't
the
let
color is black.
Deceive you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. It's like a watered down stout, maybe, you know. I don't know, like it's got
a glowing review.
Yeah. It's got, I mean, it's got like a hint of stout, but
well, the thing is, both stouts, you know, spoiler, we're getting to that, but this darker color comes from roasting the barley, right? So there is a common element there, even though if the brewing cycles are different than from a stout, you're still going to get some of that roasted flavor to get to that color. I love how you say, like, you know, I've gotten so much out of it, and from and I'm sure you've learned a million things, but because of the different perspective that these, you know, more traditional musical artists have on the material, when you are, I mean, I think you are already writing for album number 3 and what's coming after that, but has this whole process also inspired you from a music perspective? Like, are there things you've picked up on or feedback that you've been given from non-traditional metalheads that might influence what we see of Thunderor in the future?
I think it's opened my mind to the possibilities of vocal harmonies in that sense, you know, and it's made me realize that, yes, that's really something that we as a band need to work on. You know, I've got 3 other band members. They've all got voices, you know, let's use them. You know, if they don't sing yet, they can learn. That type of thing. And, you know, I think it would be a shame not to continue in that direction, I think. And like, are we going to be like a musical band or whatever? It's like, I don't know, right? Like I'm just winging this as it goes along, right? And letting it develop naturally. So who knows? Maybe album number 3 will be something completely different, you know. But I'm just letting the music dictate itself, and whatever we write, you know.
Okay, awesome. So your show is part of the Fringe Festival, which is a pretty well regarded, you know, art festival in Toronto. It's running. I think the festival runs from July 2nd to 13th or something like that. And there's 5 shows that you are doing.
We're doing 5 shows. Yeah.
So where do we find the information? Where do we get tickets? All that kind of good stuff.
Yeah. So I think probably the easiest way is just go to Toronto Fringe website, which I think is just torontofringe.com, and you can find tickets to all the shows there.
Okay.
And you can buy like, as far as I know, like group passes or like a 4-show pass or something like that. And but anyway, even if you just wanted to go to the one show, you can. Tickets are $15 across the board, all the shows. So yeah, super cheap, super accessible. And yeah, 5 different shows. So we're gonna be posting all the ticket links on our socials and everything. So yeah, but worst case, Toronto Fringe, type in Thunderor, you'll see all the show listings and you can buy tickets there. So
awesome. So beyond these shows that are coming up real soon, sure, you might have some withdrawal symptoms when you have to then go on as just a regular band and regular shows. But for the remainder of the year, like because this album is coming, this music is going to be out there. I can only imagine you want to support that with traditional shows as well. What can we keep our eyes open for?
Yeah, I mean, the idea was that the musical would help promote the album, and that the album would help promote the musical, and we'd be reaching like different audiences like that. So yes, the album is coming out hopefully in the fall, and maybe with some singles leading up to that. And yeah, we need to do regular shows still, right? Obviously, we won't have the musical show for that, but it's made me think about, okay, maybe the album release show is with the musical. You know what I mean? So okay, if we're gonna do it, and like maybe we do one show that's like, okay, we're gonna do a one-off of like, this is the music. In case you missed it during the Fringe, we're gonna do this one-off for the album release. But I think no, going forward, it's like, yeah, we're gonna just keep doing regular shows. You're going to see the regular band, you know?
Yeah. All right, awesome. But don't miss this show at the Fringe first. Make sure that you check it out. All right, let's dive into our last beer. This is a stout. This is the Kit Kat Stout. So let's dive in.
Cool. Cheers. Oh yeah.
Not quite a Pilsner.
No. I mean, I like that we've went from like kind of the lighter one to dark. Yeah. Makes sense, right?
Well, the Mexican lager now would just taste like water at this point.
Yeah. No. Oh, this is very tasty.
Out of all 4, if I had to, what would be the go-to one? Because you said you're more a Pilsner guy, and maybe the Mexican lager is the closest to that.
Yeah.
You seemed quite happy about the IPA, unsurprisingly, because that's you said, I'm not an IPA guy.
No, I wasn't, but it was pretty good. I think overall, I mean, okay, it depends the scenario. You know, if we're like in a winter cabin in Finland,
right?
This guy,
right? This will keep us warm.
Yeah,
in the long winter months. We'll see some winter side.
Right? Yeah, this definitely. I was gonna say all day long, but maybe there's no sun. Yeah. But no, I mean, this the Mexican one on a patio in Toronto during the summer. Yeah, I mean,
this is the winner.
Gotta go with that. Yeah, if I'm gonna be in a pub, maybe the IPA. I guess it depends how tipsy I want to get, right? But I mean, they're all great. Like, I've brewed beer before, and this is beyond anything that I can do. So,
all right. So I have to ask you then, and maybe that has existed at some point. If so, my apologies. But what would the Thunderor Beer be?
Yeah, great question, and that's something I've been mulling over for the album release party. It's like, you know, I was going to do like a regular venue, and then getting feedback from my guitar player who's like, nah, let's do like a cool venue. Let's do like a brewery or something, right? And I was like, oh yeah, like maybe we can, and it got the wheels turning. It's like, okay, maybe we do a beer with it, right?
Yeah.
So that would be a cool idea. I'm open to that. But yeah, I mean, maybe it would just be a Pilsner then, right? So
Straightforward, classic.
yeah, German
Something
style.
that was popular in the 80s. Just to
Yeah,
stay close to
yeah,
the
I mean,
music. Yeah, for sure.
Totally, yeah. I mean, what was beer like in the 80s? I have no idea. Did they have IPAs and stuff? Is that a dumb question? I don't know. Maybe they did.
Not in. You know what?
Yeah.
No Toronto craft IPAs in
Right,
those days. But
right, yeah,
IPAs definitely existed, but not here, maybe.
Right.
Awesome. You know what, JJ, you are, you're obviously very at home in the scene. Like myself, you like your old school metal. Before we wrap this up, I always have to ask you, what's a forgotten 80s band that we should all know?
Oh, I mean, I would say Lynch Mob, but I don't know if George Lynch, is he retired or did they retire
Well,
Lynch Mob? I don't know.
George is still around. He's doing a bunch of projects and stuff like that. But
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, old Lynch Mob, I would say, like, yeah, that would be cool. Like, if I don't know if they've done. I think maybe I saw something about some kind of farewell thing, but nowadays you never really know, right? Like, what does it really mean?
There's nothing more secure in life than when a rock band says that they're doing a farewell tour, that at least 5 more farewell tours will follow after that.
Yeah.
All right, so go check out Old Lynch Mob.
Yeah.
Awesome. JJ, I look forward to the show. I'm obviously going to come out and see the musical show. It will be super exciting. Everybody get your tickets. This is only 5 shows, so you don't want to miss this out. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.